Okay, after that very important message, welcome to the Jam. Welcome to GoGi's After Dinner Jam. So glad you could make it in. So glad you chose to be here. There's so many different flavors of ice cream in this world, so many different flavors of conference calls in the TI community, and you chose to be so pleased and overjoyed that you did. I choose you back each week. So thank you for joining the Jam. So we have a nice lineup. Hopefully we can get finished early today. I don't have a whole lot of articles, but they are critical. They are important, as usual. And I have one that gives us a little history, but most of them are current. So we're going to get ready and get started. You know, usually I do a little motivational spiel right here, but I'm going to say this. I'm just going to say I've been hearing some, like, what do you want to call it? I want to say gossip, rumors, some smearing going on different platforms about TJ. And it's so disheartening. It's really disheartening because I know that we're doing all we can to take this elephant down one bite at a time. We're biting away, chomping away at the bit. And guess what? I mean, like, there is progress, and not only from us, from other lawsuits and things that are happening around the world. And so to talk bad about the one thing that's working in our favor, and not that there's only one thing, one of the major things, let's put it that way, that's working in our favor is so counterproductive to me. I mean, we talk about unity in the community, talk about staying together, TI strong, and all that. But, you know, we know, if you don't, I sure do, who is the real culprit of smear campaigns. In your own personal life, one of the things that you learn from being a TI is how people would treat you unfairly, poorly, be very overly critical and so forth for no reason at all. You could be doing an excellent job at work or with your family or wherever, and yet out of nowhere comes all this negativity, and it's not organic. It is strategic, and it's orchestrated like street theater. I mean, one thing that TIs are accustomed to is street theater. And if you're new and you don't know exactly what street theater is, that is like incidents around you that appear to be real, but really, guess what it is? It's actors on the street. They really need a stage, you know, but they're really on the street performing for you. And everyone knows their own role and what they're to say and what they're to do just for you. And it's utterly ridiculous. The thing about it is it has lasted for so long. For decades they've been doing this. So for us it might be new. For the new person it might be new, but for the criminals and for the puppeteers, this is how, you know how they say, this is how you do it. This is how they do it. And it goes on and on and on. And the beat goes on. It continues. So it's not only you, it's the 400,000 targeted individuals, the 400,000 that are listed in Handling Codes 3 and 4, non-investigative subjects that people walk around and perform for. Whether they're performing with street theater or they're gang stalking you, wearing certain colors, saying certain things, trigger words, giving you buzzwords and all this stuff, perping you, trying to get in your house, trying to get next to you, trying to get your intimate details, trying to put stuff in your food, whether they're tampering with your medicine, tampering with your financial business. It's all a part of the same illegal evil that has been existing for so long. Talking about TJ, whether it's on Twitter, Twatter, Squatter, whether it's a tweet, a toot, or whatever it is, Facebook, what are these things called? Are these TikTok, wherever it is counterproductive to what the TIs want. I say all the time, I want one thing, freedom, period. What does it profit a person to talk about, TJ? Unless you're on the other side. So anyway, I didn't even want to get into that. I like to stay positive, but it's just annoying. I keep hearing these little drips and drabs and stuff, and it's again, it's counterproductive. It's not true. If you want to look up the finances or the financials of targeted justice, please go to the website. Everything is online. If you want to look up, any other lawsuits or whatever, that's there too. So, I don't know. Anyway, I didn't even think of a question to open up with because I was going to let you say if you heard something or if you, and what you do with that information in your head. How do you dispel it, or do you just say that you're here? I'm believing that you press past your pain, number one, to prepare, produce, and progress, and also that you feel that that you're on the right track, that we're on the right track, and you enjoy being here on the J.A.M. So what do you do with the information? Have you heard anything? Have you heard nothing? You just want to say something positive? I'm going to leave it open to you. It's open mic kind of thing. So whatever you would like to say is what we're going to open up and say, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about how I see the elephant right now, why I call it a three-legged elephant, and where I see it going from here. And then we're going to get into our news and the rest of the jam. So we still have a wonderful night planned because it is a wonderful world, and it would be more wonderful if people would let it happen naturally. If the United States was exactly as the pretense, the thing that I thought it was before all this, the great place where we have free speech, freedom of speech, where we can say whatever we like, where we can have an opinion and state it, so freely and not have any repercussions. You can't have free speech if there are repercussions to everything you say or everything you believe. So then the freedom, the big American dream becomes a false. So, okay, I'm getting down off my soapbox that I didn't expect to get up on, and we're going to go on into the jam. I'm hoping that we can end a little early. I don't have any guests except for you. You're all my VIP guests, and we're going to just get into it. So, question is, there is no question. Open mic. Please, when we open up, please state your name, city, and state you're from, and what's on your mind. That's it. What's on your mind? All right. Welcome to the jam, everybody. If you have a noise in your background, please minimize it. It's only one or two people I hear scurrying or stuffing around. Please mute yourself. And let's go. Please announce your name. This is the time to announce yourself, city and state you're from, and what's on your mind.
Amen. Good evening. Good evening, 20, and good evening, everyone. Thank God for another day, another night. What's on my mind is after what you said, Proverbs 18:21 comes to mind. It simply says, life and death are in the power of the tongue. And, 20, we always have to think before we speak. My mom used to tell me that as a kid growing up, and I really never got it till I got older. But, before we speak, we need to think about if what we're saying, is it going to bring life to the situation or is it going to bring death? Words are powerful. They really are. They could either bring life to a situation or they can bring death to a situation. So what I want to say is that we always need to be speaking words of life, and that's what God wants us to do. We can't speak words of death, and so words are powerful. So we always need to speak words of life. Amen. And with that being said, thank you for your call, Sister GoGi. I love you. I appreciate you. And God bless you. Amen.
Amen. Love you back. Thank you so much for that, Sister Samia. Dag, I couldn't have said it better. Speak life. And yes, our tongue is a little member of the body, but it is so powerful. It is so powerful. It creates. Our words are creative, like God created us. He didn't have to put his hands together to do it. He did it with his mouth, and we can create things with our mouth. And it is better to create positive things. Thank you so much for that, and also bringing God into it. Remember that Sister Samia's calls are Wednesday, Sunday, and Friday. Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday nights. The information is on TIEvents.org. This Sunday is Easter Sunday, and the J.A.M. Voices will visit her call, and I'm going to bring the message. Whoa! So I hope to hear and see you guys there. That Sunday night at 9 Eastern, we'll be bringing the J.A.M. Voices to Sister Samia's call. All right. Anybody else? You have what's on your mind? Please, city and state, announce yourself. Go ahead. The quiet night. I hear cricket.
Hello,
I hear cricket. Okay, two. Good. Let's let the lady go first, and Mel, then you're next. Go ahead, ma'am.
Hello, how you doing? This is Monique. I'm calling from Chicago. And,
Hi.
I'm just really... Hey, how you doing? I'm still looking for people in Chicago. I haven't found nobody yet.
Listen, Monique, people are looking for you, so I can't even tell you to send me an email because something's crazy is going on with my email right now.
They playing with the internet. They playing with everything because they know we winning. Because they know that we're winning and we're not bagging down. Yeah, we're not bagging down. So that's kind of making them a little nervous.
Yeah, I think they're very nervous, Monique. And Monique, thank you so much. I need your information because I need we need some folks in Chicago. There's some action that we want to do out there.
Yeah, they better hope I never get the microphone. But anyway, I'm saying because they study playing.
Hello, I'm Patricia. Hello, I'm Patricia from Arizona.
Hi, Patricia. Patricia, hold up a second. Monique is speaking. Go ahead, Monique.
Oh, that's okay. No, y'all go ahead and speak and stuff like that because I'm just so irritated with the way things went today. But you know what? Everything happens for a reason. I wasn't going to get on this call because I was so irritated, but you just asked for my email address, and that just give me more connections in Chicago because I went and made some flyers today because the more they do to me, the more I'm going to do to get this program out. That's what I'm going to do. So target it.
My kind of girl, Monique. My kind of girl, Monique. You gotta reach me. All right, listen, my email, the Justice Action Meeting at proton.me.
Hold on, one second.
If it's full, if it's full today, tomorrow, hopefully the next day it won't be. So please keep trying. I'm working at it, and they're playing this game with me. No matter how many I delete, it's not enough. So anyway, we're gonna get past that. The Justice Action Meeting at proton.me, Monique, and a pleasure meeting you.
Yeah, I'm just 1 second. I'm going to give it to me one more time. Give it to me one more time.
All right, so this is GoGi's After Dinner J.A.M. J.A.M. stands for Justice Action Meeting. So it's the Justice Action Meeting, Action Meeting at proton.me.
Okay, meeting at
Proton, PROTON .me. PROTON.me.
TON. I got it.
M-E, like me.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. I look forward to it. I look forward to your email. All right. Thanks, Monique.
Okay, I'm going to send an email and try to get through, girl. Thank you.
All right, good. Thank you. Hang in there.
Hello?
All right, go ahead, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, GoGi, this is Tori.
Hi, Tori.
How you doing? I wanted to read Luke 23:34. It said, Jesus said, Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing. And they divided up his clothes by casting lots. And you started off asking about, people slandering targeted justice. And, I run into that occasionally. Brian, too. I don't know if anyone likes him, doesn't matter to me, but he'll jump on Derek's call sometime and go on a slandering rant about targeted justice. And I just shut people down. I remind them that this is the #1 organization that is trying to actually do something for people. And they have also partnered with others. All of us volunteered to do our part in the community. And to the sister that needs to link up with people in Chicago, you could probably get my information and just email me, and maybe I can link you up with someone in the area. The second scripture I wanted to read is Romans 8:28. It says, "And we know that in all things God works for good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose."
Amen. Amen. Thank you. Yes, all things will come together for good. That means all this nonsense, this evil, this craziness that we're going through, keep believing, because it's going to come to good for us, okay, that are called according to His purpose. Thank you for that, Tori. And let me just say this about Tori. He is the state contact coordinator for the state. And if you are if you are a state contact, I know he's planning on having a meeting next month. And if you're looking to hook up, as he said, then what email should they send it to, Tori?
It'll be TI Street@outlook.com.
Okay. TI Streets with an S or just with a...
No, singular.
Okay. TI Street @outlook.com. All right. Thank you for that. Tori is in charge of the state contacts. Tranquility, who is TIEvents.org, is in charge of the international contacts. All right. Thank you for that, Tori. Thank you for that uplifting word. I appreciate it. And go ahead, ma'am. Yes, go ahead.
One more thing, and we have to remember this, is that all our actions, every idle word is being recorded. And although this world is distracting us from seeing what's really happening here, for the people who have mistreated us for no good reason, they will be held accountable for this. They have wrecked lives, destroyed homes, destroyed careers, communities, your ability to have a social life, go to church. They have done all of these things for evil, and they are going to be repaid for what they have done. I want to remind people of that. We are not just a sack of blood and bones walking around. There's a spirit in this body that's animating this body. And when it leaves this body, you only got two places, paradise or persecution. So they will answer. This godless generation that is doing this and other evil will answer for this for sure.
That's right.
Thank you for that, Minister Tori. Thank you. Thank you for that. No, seriously, thank you very much for that. And it is important to say that because, you know what, sometimes we feel like they're getting the best of us and they're never going to get their due. We feel so like we're the underdogs because we are like these invisible people. I mean, news reporters won't write our story. The woman, the young girl who was so articulately expressed what was going on with TIs from Texas University, we played that video last week. She said, why aren't the media, why aren't they picking up our story? Well, I mean, they have done so much to these darn journalists. They know they won't do it unless they get permission. They won't do it because they are so on, they own primetime news. They just, corruption abounds. Corruption is so pervasive and it's all over the place. And so it's very difficult for people to make a bold move and be courageous when their lives are at stake. when they see what happens to other people. So it's a very, we're not saying that this is light or that this is a game. Don't think that this is a game. Just because if they do something like wear colors in front of you, okay, you might think, oh, this is just a game, you know, or they just doing something. It gets serious. It gets deep. They do other things, like tamper with your medication that you got to take every day, like put stuff in your food. You know, that stuff is serious stuff. Like people, you know, hurt people. So we won't, you know, go into all the evil that they have done and will do and do and all that stuff. But we know it's happening. That's why we're here. So, all right, thank you so much, Tori.
Can you send me that story? I'll email you. I didn't see that video.
Oh, the Texas University. Okay. Yes, I'll send it to you.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. And let me just write it down because I will forget. Texas to Tori. Texas to Tori. All right. Then Patricia had said, just came on and announced herself. Patricia, I didn't know if you had anything to say. If so, this would be the time. Or else I'm gonna open up. Go ahead.
Yes. I'm trying to find out, how can a person find out? Because I'm being targeted every day by aircraft, vehicles.
By who?
If I go in the Macy's grocery store, and then they're calling ahead saying that I'm a suspect terrorist. And then the people treat you bad when you go in the store, and there's this outright lying and defamation of character. It's an ongoing situation. And then if I have company come to my home, they want to come by and drive by and take pictures of my family's driver's license and put it on the internet. But it's mostly me and not my husband that they're targeting, and I've done nothing wrong.
Welcome to the club, Patricia. I don't want to say that facetiously, but all the people here, all the targeted individuals here, nobody has done anything wrong. That's number one. Number two is, when I say nobody has done anything wrong, I'm not saying we're all perfect human beings. We are, you know, just angels and all that stuff, but nothing that we have done deserves this kind of treatment. And the treatment is coming from our government, and it's a well-orchestrated, strategic, organized crime, you know, criminal activity that is, it's a war. I call it a war because military-grade weaponry is being used against us. And so we're just in our humanity, in our just humanness, trying to defend ourselves and stand up against it. And so, yes, there are smear campaigns, and I don't know how new you are to what's going on, but there are smear campaigns, and they will try to disrupt your family. They come in between man and a woman, a man and his wife, a woman and her husband, and they will come in between anybody if you let them. So be very careful, and there's not many people you can trust, and letting people in your house is a risk in itself. So, you know, I don't know what is your question though. This is welcome to the family. This is your TI family, and we come here every Tuesday night, and we really look at what's going on around the world that's helping to bring an end to this torture.
Yes, but, we need to bring an end. But I tried to email the senators here, but my email was blocked by criminals.
Right. So we'll talk about some of the action that we could do. Block your emails are blocked, so I'm not sure what you can do about that. Maybe reset. I know with your phone you can reset it. If there's a way you can reset that, or try from another email box or another Wi-Fi or another computer, another device. That's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, another device or another Wi-Fi. You know, and if you cannot use Wi-Fi, if you can use Ethernet, that'll be better.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's good to hear you.
Thank you so much, and thank you for joining the J.A.M. Welcome.
Thank you.
Hello, guys.
All right. Hi. I recognize that bass voice. Is that Roger?
Hello, everybody. T.I.
Hi.
Listen, Roger from now I just purchased another home in Mystic, Connecticut.
All right, Mystic.
Yes, listen, I will say this. You have a good, targeted justice had to start somewhere. And targeted justice reminds me of churches. When we have different faiths, I'm not knocking that. But isn't it amazing how all these other groups are saying targeted justice this, targeted justice that? Whenever you run your mouth, I want you to look down at your hand. Pointing a finger is not powerful. But if you put 5 fingers together, it becomes a colossal. And it can bring stuff down. So let's stop dogging each other and make targeted justice and put your differences to the side and let's run with this. And yes, it's see, everything's on the internet. Look what they have done and what they've accomplished. You have to give Lighthouse and Anna and the other board members and GoGi and Tranquility and the volunteers and Devin and everybody, Melanie, everybody out there that's trying to help. Let's stop dogging each other. It's just like I see churches. You know, you got a little church pop up over here. You got a little church. Just think if we came together and then stop pointing a finger and put the fingers together, you become a fist. People will listen. So when you say, oh, I need to donate and I enjoy, this costs money to run. Put your money where your mouth is, guys. And I hate to be so abrupt with it, but I'm being real because if we want the program to stop, we have to fund it to help. That's all I got to say. Peace and blessings to you all. May God bless you and continue to support targeted justice.
Amen. Thank you so much for that, Roger. So very important. And I don't usually say much on the call about donations, but we have had some good donations coming from this call, and I'm so grateful. And Roger being one, by the way, he put his money where his mouth is for sure. And I'm sorry, no popcorn huts, but I want to say this. This is one of the best years for targeted justice. I shouldn't say this year. 2023 was because of the transparency, the things that were put in place, the shows that we had. We had the Lynn and Anna show on Sundays. We have all the conference calls. Melody is there on Monday with V2K call. Tuesday is the J.A.M. Yeah. And Wednesday, I believe, Wednesday or Thursday, Devin has a call. So, and other days, Devin has a call Saturday as well. So we have the calls, and we just began doing, we started out with a nice skit, and we just been doing things that we feel were so relatable to the community. And we opened it up, and we let you know that what was going on. And we were planning this rally, and we haven't given up on the rally. And as Roger said, we filed a lawsuit. We filed a lawsuit January 11, 2023, and that's where the things just started rolling. And it does cost money. It costs money for witnesses, expert witnesses. It costs money for everything, to file things in court, to do this, to do that. So, yes, please continue to give, because guess what? That's the purpose of the smear is to stop you from giving, stop you from supporting, so that targeted justice has to stop doing what they're doing. Of course, they do not want us free. All right, they do not want us seen. They do not want us heard. We're still in war. We need support. Please continue supporting. Please continue staying together. Please continue joining the J.A.M. Please continue doing the actions that we do, and just keep moving on. One step at a time, we're going to bring this thing down. So keep at it. Thank you so much for that, Roger, and that movie about the Mystic Pizza. So I hope you're enjoying some pizza up there. All right, now. All right, next caller, please. Hey.
Hi, GoGi. This is Tracy from New York.
Hi, Tracy. How are you?
Good. I just want to say thank you for doing this, and thank you to everybody that's on here. And thank you for the support and everything. I believe in you guys, and I'm glad to be here.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much, Tracy. Thank you. All right, everybody. I'm sorry. please announce yourself, city and state you're from, and what's on your mind.
Hi, GoGi.
Hi, how are you?
This is Ted from Weehawken, New Jersey.
Hey, Ted, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm as well as can be expected under the circumstances, but I'm good.
I understand. I've been dealing with it on my end as well. But I'm thrilled that you got this group set up, and I'm always trying to find people to follow us as well and try to grow it as well.
Yes, please.
I just got my car back from the tow, so the sign will be going up soon on the back window.
Good for you. Ted puts his car with announcements so everybody will know about targeted justice, so everybody will know about what's targeted individuals. He's like a one man that's out there every day, all the time, working to make sure that we, raise awareness about this situation. Thank you, Ted.
Yeah. I will eventually get on the call and elaborate on the stuff that I've gone through. People probably have gone through it as well, not realize that that's what it is, and it's got a name and everything else. But we will definitely do that soon.
Yes. I'm going to have you and Wilfredo, I'm going to have a few together to come on and do a little panel. So thank you. Be ready.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right. Thanks for your support. All right, everybody. Please announce yourself, city and state that you're from, and what's on your mind.
Hi, GoGi.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, this is Chris from Idaho.
Hi, Chris.
Hi. I just want to say that when I first discovered targeted justice, I was so afraid and nowhere to run. I felt helpless. I felt all alone. And once I discovered targeted justice, it's literally changed my whole life on how I perceive everything, how I act towards different things. And if it wasn't for targeted justice, I don't know where I would be. And I now, since I've been on these calls for a while, and I hear the new people that come on, and you hear the same scaredness in their voice, and the fear, and the turmoil, and everything in their voice, and this place is such a great community for everybody to come to give support and love and help for each other. So I just want to say thank you so much for this, and we have to stand together to bring this down, and I'm right there with all of Targeted Justice. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Chris. Chris, I have a question for you. Thank you for that vote of confidence. I appreciate you, Chris from Idaho. How's the Silent Night doing? Remember,
my gosh,
Silent Night. She told us she was going to.
It's
Go ahead.
going right now. I don't leave it anywhere. I keep it in my purse if I leave. I've been running it in my car. I like it at night. Yes, and I haven't been having any of those dreams at all, and I'm able to stay awake. Lots of times they try to hit me with sleep during the day, and I love mine, so I can only give it a 10 out of a 10.
Thank you so much, Chris. Thank you for that. Thank you for that report. All right, looking forward to your review. All right, guys. All right, anybody else?
Hello, GoGi and everyone. This is Jacqueline calling in Asheville, North Carolina, but from New Jersey. Like I always say, I want to thank you and Toledo and the Justice Board, past and present members, for everything you are doing on our behalf and for humanity. And lastly, united we stand, divided we will fall if we don't stay together.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Jacqueline. Thank you. Remain safe, and thank you for joining the J.A.M.
Thank you again.
All right. So we're going to pull it down. We're going to slow it down, and we're going to get ready to get into the news. All right. Okay. So we have, thank you for your vote of confidence. Thank you for, talking about a difficult situation or conversation. And it was really, really nice, and thank you. All right, so here we go. What do we have in the news today? All right, so one thing I was going to say is last week we finally took a big chunk of the elephant down. That Sikri case, Sikri versus the FBI, that win 9-0 in the Supreme Court took off a whole leg of the elephant. So we now have a three-legged elephant, all right? It was this big, huge elephant standing firmly in the center of everything. Nobody wanted to talk about it. Nobody could, take it down. But, we started taking bite away here, bite here, and everywhere. And now one whole leg has come down off of that elephant. I believe the next leg is going to be what? Let me see what's going to happen first. I don't know which one, but it's going to be either the Kovac case, and we heard the Kovac case. We all listened. Well, some of us listened to it together. We're going to hear the response to the Kovac case. That'll be another leg, okay? And then Section 702. Section 702, we're biting away at things around that area. The Silent Night bites away at it. Dave Case SD card bites away at it. All our shielding bites away at it. That is all the things they use to come against us. But Section 702 is a big, that's like the whole leg, because it's taken away how they get into the surveillance of us, how they get the communications, the telecommunications, all these people to work with them against us, and even probably the industries, the businesses and so forth, to work with them against us. So that is really, really key. That's Section 702. So we're keeping our eyes on it. We need to, if you decide to, it would be good to write about it. Write the senators in your area, the House of Representatives. We already sent letters. We sent, there are 535, and we sent emails and faxes and phone calls. We worked that issue with them to let them know we, the American people, want our privacy, period. And so if you wanted to do any individual action, then please do. Now's the time, because it expires on April 19th. It is a bipartisan effort, as we discussed before, to not renew it or to modify it, and we want to make sure that happens. So if you wanted to do anything, this would be the time to do it, because we don't have much more time. The 19th will be here before we know it. All right? So, all right, that was that news. Now, we want to get into, I want to show a video about this drone whistleblower, Daniel, was released recently. So we're going to hear a video about it, and I'm going to talk about the article, and then we're going to get into some of the states, some of the things that Tennessee is doing. Boy, Tennessee seems to be the place to be. All right, so let's look at that. The video on the drone whistleblower, please.
American hero drone whistleblower Daniel Hale was sentenced to almost 4 years in prison. Take a look at this. A whistleblower who leaked top-secret information about America's drone warfare program has been sentenced to 45 months in federal prison. Daniel Hale, who's 33 years old, who formerly worked as an intelligence analyst for the U.S. Air Force, pled guilty in March to retaining and transmitting national defense information. He was sentenced in U.S. District Court in Alexandria, Virginia, by Judge Liam O'Grady on Tuesday. In 2014, Hale leaked more than 150 pages of classified material to a journalist, revealing details about how the government's unmanned aerial vehicle operations, revealing details about the government's unmanned aerial vehicle operations. Hale took the documents from the National...
It was spectacular. So
Geospatial Intelligence Agency, where he was working as a contractor at the time. While it has never been officially admitted, Politico reports that the details about Hale's activities and the records he leaked make clear that the reporter was Jeremy Scahill of The Intercept. Documents that Hale leaked were subsequently cited in the Drone Papers, an investigation by the outlet into the government's activities. Scahill also about drone warfare, in which he elaborated on the findings. I think they have a typo in there. Hale later said that guilt over his own participation in drone strikes overseas had compelled him to come forward. Charging Hale under the Espionage Act, federal prosecutors had previously sought a maximum punishment for him, which would have netted him 11 years behind bars. Politico writes that Hale appeared choked up through parts of Tuesday's judicial proceedings, but showed no remorse about his disclosures. Instead, he expressed regret about having played a part in America's drone program. Quote, here's what he said: "I am here because I stole something that was never mine to take. Precious human life. For that, I was compensated and given a medal," Hale said. "I couldn't keep living in a world in which people pretended that things weren't happening that were. Please, Your Honor, forgive me for taking papers instead of human lives." Oh, that hurts. That's a gut punch. So do you understand what he's saying? I guess he was a drone operator. And so he had access to the information about what was going on with the U.S. drone program. And he got a medal for operating the drones and effectively killing civilians. And what we learned because of his leaks is the fact that I often cite and many others often cite. If there was a 90% civilian drone death rate, 90% of the time with the drones, we were killing civilians. We were killing the wrong people.
Wow. Okay. So I'm not sure. Is that the end? Because it sounded like. Oh, okay.
No, it's 11 minutes.
Okay, I'll wait.
Do you want the whole 11 minutes?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know how many minutes we are in.
3.
Okay, let's go a little further.
Okay. Tell me when.
He's the one who leaked the internal documents, which showed that to be the case. He's the one who did it. He got a medal when he was pressing the button and killing civilians. That's what it sounds like here, right? And then when he leaked the papers that showed the facts of what was going on, that's when they threw the book at him. And now he's going to prison for almost 4 years because he had a conscience and he wanted to leak to a journalist who would show it to the American people what was really happening. Oh, my God. Oh, this is heartbreaking. We owe a lot to Daniel Hale because he showed us how all of the things we're told about how, everything is like laser-guided precision, and we make sure we could hit a mosquito from, thousands of feet in the air. My ass cheeks you can. It's nonsense. It's all nonsense. And Daniel Hale's the reason we know that. We also learned, I believe it's from his leaks, we also learned about the different kinds of drone strikes. There's signature strikes, which is, I think, when they know who it is. There's double taps, and then there's one other where they don't know who it is, but they guess they got it right. Double tap is exactly what it sounds like. You strike, and then you circle around, and you attack the first responders who are getting there. Now, oftentimes, the first responders are first responders, and it's medical people. And double tap was standard operating procedure in many drone strikes. So just totally ruthless war crimes. And Daniel Hale blew the whistle on all this, blew the whistle on the flimsy evidence we often use to decide to call a drone strike. The signature strike where they think they know who it is, oftentimes it's just based off cell phone data or something like that, and you'll have 5 or 6 people in the room with this one person who they nominally want to go after, and then they're like, yeah, press the button. So we kill the first responders oftentimes. I wish I could remember the name, not signature strike, but there's one other that meant we don't really know if it's the person, but we think it's the person, and so we're going to press the button anyway. That's another thing that we learned. All of the safeguards that were there were kind of bullshit. And guess what? Under the Trump administration, it got even worse because they removed whatever safeguards were there, whatever rules were there. Trump got rid of them, and Trump got rid of any sort of like document keeping on what was going on with the drone program. You know, I don't know the timeline of this, but I think what happened was when this information was released, it sort of forced the Obama administration's hand, and so they, you know, came up with more rules and procedures and things of that nature. And then when Trump came in, he was like, yeah, who are we kidding? We're not abiding by this anyway, nor should we. Let's get rid of it. So it's 90% civilian death rate under Obama. I'm sure it was the same, if not more, under Trump, because there were even fewer rules that they were abiding by in his term. And by the way, just so everybody understands, this is another fact that's rarely brought up. Donald Trump's first military act as president in 2017 killed a 7-year-old American girl in a botched raid in Yemen. People don't know about that. Anyway, I digress from that point. This guy's a hero. This guy is right up there with Julian Assange. This guy is right up there with Chelsea Manning and Edward Snowden. It really says so much about the system, doesn't it? When it came to Julian Assange and Chelsea Manning, remember, they showed the American people a video of the U.S. soldiers killing somebody, killing a civilian, and then bombing the first responders. This wasn't with a drone. This was with a conventional military plane. And they were laughing about it. And so Chelsea Manning gave it to Julian Assange. Assange released it.
Okay. Thank you so much. All right. So, wow, that's a lot. So it gets into a lot of war crimes and things that Hale stood up to expose, and he was in prison for sharing classified information, or, you know, whatever they put him in prison for. And they said it was one of the worst prison sentences and so forth and times for these people. So I wanted to hear this, though. Hale also released a watch listing guidance document that showed more than 40% of the people in the U.S. government's database of terrorism suspects had no recognized terrorist group affiliation. Oh, isn't that interesting? More than 40% of the people in the U.S. government's database of terrorism suspects had no recognized terrorist group affiliation. The document helped Muslim Americans clear their names and forced the government to remove them from the no-fly list, which is the Fikri case. So if you see, if people don't see that dots are being connected and that things are going full circle, it's like these whistleblowers and things that have been said, this is the time. We're here at the right time, thank God. We don't have to go through, we went through the decades of this torture, and now we're at an opportune time for victory. So, okay. All right, so that is about Hale, Daniel Hale. And if you want to read more about it, I'm reading it from thedissenter.org. And the name of the article is Drone Whistleblower Subjected to Harsh Confinement, Finally Released from Prison. The date is March 5th, 2024. And this journalist is Kevin Gostola. All right, Gosstola. All right. So Daniel is free, and the misinformation is out there, and he also brought up the watch listing, and that, I'm sure that was part of the reason for his confinement. Okay, next article. I have another article this one I just wanted to mention. I think I mentioned before that in Texas, Clear Skies or Clean Skies, I can't remember which one it's called, they're pushing to ban chemtrails here. And Tennessee is also pushing to ban chemtrails there. And both, they're calling it this a conspiracy theory, the chemtrail conspiracy theory, as if it can't be proven. But, all right, they're calling it that. But they're working to ban the chemtrails in both of these states. And there may be other states, but this is the ones I know about so far, and that is Tennessee and Texas. So also what we put out for Tennessee. Tennessee is like, wow, I'm excited about Tennessee. Tennessee, they're moving right along. So they have that new law. Let's check that out. I want to check out what it said about this new Tennessee law. Very, very exciting. And I thank you, maybe he gets the award for the first one to complete the assignment, and let me know. I'm not sure. Someone may have also completed it and not let me know. But I asked for everyone. They put the law passed, I think, at the Senate level, and it's being presented at the next level and this week. And I didn't know if it was going to be presented Monday or Tuesday or before the J.A.M, so I put out a newsletter through Targeted Justice, and people just started going ahead and sending the information to the, emailing or calling the Senate. And thank you so much. So this law is so telling. Just in the proposal, in the idea of it, it's so informative. So we're going to just chew on this for a few minutes. Okay, and it says, Tennessee bill would prohibit FBI from pulling state law enforcement resources into intelligence operations targeting Tennesseans. Okay, I love when they use that word targeting. I told you about the desensitization. Okay, this is an update of House Bill 290. In the House, in the House Criminal Justice Subcommittee on March 26th. That was today, so that was so good we did that. Contact information for the subcommittee members has been added toward the end of the article. Okay. A Tennessee bill that aims to prohibit the FBI, that aims to prohibit the FBI from pulling state law enforcement resources into intelligence operations targeting Tennesseans they believe to be a threat due to conservative values and beliefs was rolled to final state judiciary calendar. Okay? So they target people from Tennessee and everywhere else because of conservative values and beliefs. Wow. So the Tennessee conservatives, all right, this week a bill, okay, let's repeat this. So, well, I have to state it because of what it says. A bill that will prohibit the FBI from arbitrarily pulling in local and state law enforcement resources into investigations in Tennessee unless it is a criminal investigation is scheduled to be heard in the House Criminal Justice Subcommittee. This means to me that the FBI would come or approach law enforcement, police officers, and say, this is an FBI matter. This person is involved in an FBI matter, and we need you to do A, B, C, and D to this person. Or you call 911, they're listening. This is why we don't want them listening in, Section 702, to our conversation. They know you call 911. What do? They call 911, and they find or follow the police that's coming, and they interfere. This person is on the list, this and that and the other. This is what we need you to do. This is, and they interfere. Okay, so this bill states, criminal as introduced reduces the minimum number of criminal investigators from from the Criminal Investigation Division of the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, gee whiz, that must be normally detailed to serve in each grand division of the state from 2 to 1. It amends TCA Title 38, Title 39, and Title 40. The bill is being carried in the House by Representative Todd Warner, thanks Todd, and in the state Senate by Senator Joey Hensley, thanks Joey. Representative Warner said, and we quote in the article, we want our FBI and law enforcement to focus, it says to focusing, but to focus on actual crimes, not moms going to school board meetings or Christians praying in front of abortion clinics. And this is what I was saying before, that, you know, we think we have free speech. So if a Christian wants to pray in front of an abortion clinic, so be it. If a mom goes to a school board meeting and she's not satisfied with the math lesson or the math teacher, she should be able to speak up about the math teacher or the math lesson. So, but instead, you know, I mean, long guns shouldn't be at school board meetings and following parents and so forth. Okay. The problem, or in my case, administrators. The problem, as it has materialized since 2016, is the weaponization of the nation's top law enforcement apparatuses by what is known as an iron triangle, or mutually supportive relationships between bureaucratic agencies, special interest groups, and legislative committees with dominion over particular areas within the government. Okay, so that's the triangle. The bureaucratic agencies, that's the alphabet soup, special interest groups, and legislative committees. Wow. According to the website from the grassroots organization Center for Renewing America, these actors hang together to thwart outside reformers seeking to alter established policies. These triangles ultimately exist to retain power and promote their members' predilections, irrespective of impact on the general welfare. It is these powerful entities that work continuously to ensure that the power structures from which they benefit will not be altered by outside forces such as the citizenry. Oh, that's a hard word. Citizenry. This law will ensure that the federal government can only utilize local and state law enforcement resources for criminal cases versus intelligence operations or investigations of those who the federal government may deem as problematic because of their conservative value, their religious beliefs, or even their open support of former president and current front-runner for the Republican nomination, Donald Trump. Okay. So going after these for regular people for these reasons. All right, that's us. I want to make sure there's a point I want to get to. Okay, here it is. The reason the FBI should only be able to include state and local and law enforcement agencies on criminal investigation is explained here, and this is key. Law enforcement investigations are linear. An alleged crime occurs, investigators gather facts and evidence, and the offender is prosecuted. Intelligence investigate. Okay, so let's go over that again. It's linear, the ones that involve crime. Gather facts, gather the evidence, the offender is prosecuted, period. Okay, intelligence investigations, the ones that we are involved with, okay, for no apparent reason, to no end, by contrast, are circular. For intelligence investigations, success rests in continuation rather than completion. They want the circle to continue over and over and over again. These cases are solely intended to gather information. All they want to do is keep gathering information on us. Okay, like an experiment, huh? Moreover, as more intelligence is gleaned, intelligence meaning information, investigators learn the identities, Patricia, of people oh God, I can't see this word because something is blocking it. Tangentially connected with their subject and can initiate additional intelligence investigations of those individuals. Wow. Dig that. So as they continue to investigate us and they see who we're connected to, other people that come in our house, we say hi to, or blah, 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 they can initiate additional intelligence investigations on them. So now they have new non-investigative subjects, new targeted individuals put in handling codes 3 and 4. Wow. And the beat goes on. And they get more money because they get bonus money for adding us to the list. Wow. In other words, at the heart of a criminal law enforcement investigation is an actual crime, whereas an intelligence operation targets a person or a group and gathers information violating citizens' privacy until they are able to find a crime to charge them. So they continue until when they're able to find a crime with which to charge them. Okay? So it's in our case, I mean, they're not necessarily, while they're gathering this evidence, they're also doing us with direct energy weapons, or V2K, or they're torturing us, and they're smearing us, and they're gang stalking us, and doing all this other, stuff. All this, what is that word called? Fantastical. They're doing all these fantastical things to us. All right. So then they go into the best example would be the prosecution of Michael Flynn, a federal. He was charged with lying to a federal agent, but we're going to skip over that. I think the main point is what I wanted to make is that the Tennessee is making a distinction between their cops, their law enforcement being involved with the FBI with following around non-investigative subjects. No more. They want to know. Tennessee is saying with this bill, we want a crime. We're not going to follow around people because you think they stood up against something at a school board meeting, or they don't like abortion, and they, whatever. What the things that we have a right to feel and do and express, they're not going to do it in Tennessee. All right, I'd say that's a nice place to live. Okay, now that's going to, it went in on the 26th. That's today. I can't wait to find out what happens. All right, and it says the personnel may not assist in FBI national security investigations or operations. So it sounds to me that the FBI was jumping down on law enforcement and like, pulling rank with FBI. We need you to do this, and on non-investigative subjects. So no more of that. All right. Furthermore, nominees cannot be a member of an FBI Joint Terrorism Task Force. Oh, I did see something else. Okay, this is the end, but somewhere in here, here it is. The way the new law would work is in the event that a Tennessee agency nominates personnel for, dig this, federal deputization as task force officers, the nominees are consigned to U.S. codes, Title 18 and Title 21 matters, and may only engage in relevant law enforcement activities pertaining to violations of criminal law. I love it. It means to me, like in between the lines, it means the FBI was going to Tennessee officers, law enforcement, and probably all around the world and saying, I'm deputizing you to be on the task force with us to do this and that to these non-investigative subjects in Hammond Codes 3 and 4. Wow. I just love this bill. And I hope today that it passed. So it was presented today at their meeting, and we did it. I didn't even see the date, but I just jumped on it. I'm so happy I did that. I'm so happy. Thank you for everyone that sent information to them so that they'll know that the American people, we stand in agreement with them to say enough is enough. And yes, please let the cops be cops and not sit around here following around us, non-investigative subjects who should not be in the watch list, should not be in the TSDB at all. Okay. All right, so that was a mouthful. Go ahead, Tennessee, I say. Okay, what else do we have here? I think no. Oh, yeah, okay. So this one I'll mention after a commercial break. I want to talk a little bit about, I was going to talk about what state, the best states, but I don't have what I want. I was unable to find it because they've been jerking with my email. So there are some states, a lot of states that already have laws that are TI friendly, and we know that the Green Banks, West Virginia, is TI friendly in certain regions, and also the laws are mostly M words, Massachusetts, Maine, and Michigan. Some laws that I wanted to go over. And also this one, okay, I hear, Major Pat, do you have it? No. Okay, somebody cleared their throat, so I wasn't sure if we. Okay, so we're going to look at that next week. But the major Michigan, Maine has some pretty TI-friendly laws, and Tennessee, that new bill that came out this summer, that I posted on. Summer in Texas, and now this one from Tennessee. These are just great things happening around the world because it's letting us see that, the states are waking up. They're taking steps. They may be baby steps, but they're steps. And if there's some that I don't know about, when we do talk about this, I'll open up the floor so people can add what states they know things that are there to support the TIs. All right. 1 second. So yes, we're gonna take a commercial break, and then I'm gonna go into the this last bit, the meat of the program, and then we'll open up for Q&A. And I think we might end up leaving early. Maybe. We'll see. All right. Commercial break.
Welcome to TIEvents.org, your official insider for the targeted individual community. As the go-to source for all TI events, we're here to keep you in the loop with the latest and greatest happenings. Discover daily conference calls, meetups, and exclusive events across the USA, all at your fingertips. Plus, planning a TI event? Advertise with us for free and connect directly with the TI community. TIEvents.org is not just a website. It's your gateway to a world of information, connection, and empowerment for TIs everywhere. TIEvents.org, your official insider. Dive in and discover today.
All right, guys.
Are you feeling like something strange is happening in your life? You tell others, but nobody believes you? Well, get ready to uncover the truth with GoGi Justice's groundbreaking book, GoGi's 10 Signs Which Indicate You're a Targeted Individual. GoGi Justice, an everyday person just like you, has written a book that exposes the covert illegal activities happening right under our noses. With a writing style that's raw, honest, and relatable, GoGi takes you on a journey through the dark world of targeted individuals. You'll ask yourself if you are experiencing these signs. Learn about infiltration, gang stalking, privacy violations, and even hacked home appliances. GoGi's book is a beacon of hope, providing encouragement, tips, and resources for those who find themselves trapped in this nightmare. It's time to fight back and regain control of your life. So if you're tired of feeling isolated, unheard, and targeted, grab a copy of GoGi's 10 Signs which indicate you're a targeted individual. Available now on Amazon.com and the Targeted Justice Etsy shop. Don't let them silence you any longer. Take the first step towards understanding, empowerment, and freedom. Get your copy today and join the movement. GoGi Justice's book, A Voice for the Targeted Individuals.
Yeah. Remember, the book helps you to introduce this program to other people. It also confirms for you what's going on. And when you really, when you read and look back and think about some of the things, you may think about something that happened 5 years ago that's just like what happened in the book and realize that you were targeted longer than you thought. So it's a good read, if I must say so myself. Okay. I want to make some announcements before we talk about, I just was going to do a little background work with COINTELPRO. Because people talk about COINTELPRO all the time and say, you know, it's the new gang stalking, but what really is COINTELPRO? So the announcements are, one, I've been hearing good things about cease and desist. Those of you who did participate in cease and desist and you sent out your cease and desist letters to the fusion centers or to InfoGod and Citizens Corp, I'm hearing good things, good reports about it, that people's activity slowed down, they weren't gang stalked, and, you know, so be it. I mean, one person said it stopped for a little while and picked back up. Okay, we'll send it again. I was joking with my friend, and we were saying, okay, we'll just put it on automatic, let it go out every week, you know. But it's worth a try. And also in the newsletter, which because of what's going on with my email, I didn't get to read, but there's a new cease and desist letter out. So I'm just going to recommend, we're going to read it next week, but I'm going to recommend that you do review it, read it, and take action, because the cease and desist helps. It's very helpful. Okay, I want to announce that. I want to announce Real Targeted Justice. That's the Rumble channel for Target Justice. Please jump on there, check out some of the articles. It's like Stop Shop. Everything is there. Particularly this Ted Gunderson. I want to see what's going on with the Ted Gunderson case. I mean, I want to actually pull that and talk about that at one point on this call. But the whole document that Ted Gunderson reported is there. And it's just a great place to like, share, and spend some time. So that's called Real Targeted Justice, you know, so you get the real one. All right. And April, we have some great things coming up in April. The J.A.M voices are available to go around. We're going to go around and spread love for Easter. And so we're going to do some things leading up to that. I think Easter Sunday is the 30th, where I'll be on Sister Samia's call. And so we're going to be on Devin's call Thursday, on Samia's call Sunday, on Dr. Black's call Saturday, her church service Saturday, and then we're going to do a special post-Resurrection Day Easter celebration on the 2nd here, and I'm going to start that at 6:30 as opposed to 7:30. So those who want to participate can participate at 6:30, and then at 7:30 I'll do my usual first fruits, and then we're going to get into the J.A.M. Okay, so we also have in April coming up. The 9th is going to be a special day. We're going to be in San Antonio, so the time will change. I'll let you know what time that'll be. And the 16th, I believe, is when I have a special guest. There was a request for mental health, for us to deal with mental health issues, and I have a wonderful psychiatric nurse practitioner who will come and share information, like if you've been mislabeled. You know, it's so easy to say someone who has B2K is psychotic or schizophrenic or something, but not really say that it's a person, a normal person that has B2K. You know, so, and I use normal in quotes because what's normal, right? But certainly not a person that is diagnosed or labeled, mislabeled, really. So we want to get those labels correct, and we're going to talk to her about that. And she's from New Hampshire, so we'll welcome her in April as well. It's either April 16th or 23rd, but I will, when it's in writing, it will be concrete. So look forward to a jam-packed April, guys. We're going to look forward to a jam-packed April and continue to watch these cases as they unfold. We're waiting right now for the Kovac versus Ray case, the one that we heard, the one that challenges the whole basis, the foundation of the watch list. Like, can a president just sign it into existence, or does Congress have to vote on it? And that's what is being presented, and it seems like it's black and white to me. But anyway, that's being presented and dealt with. That will take another chunk, another bite off the elephant. Oh, my God, the elephant will be down to 2 legs. Okay? Oh, my God. So it's getting real. And, you know, we just have to protect ourselves, preserve ourselves, pray, be positive, and keep doing what we can do. Don't be afraid to do what you can do on your own behalf. All right? All right, so now we just want to take a little look at COINTELPRO so we can understand this program. And this article is an old article. You know, I usually do new articles, but it's a very comprehensive guide to what COINTELPRO is. And it's oh, my goodness. Surreptitious, oh, my God. I don't think I'm going to be able to pronounce this word. Surreptitious. I just want to spell it so you know that, you know, I love spelling, but my goodness. Surreptitious. Oh, my God. I'm not even going to do it. The S word, reincarnation of COINTELPRO with the cops gang stalking program. Okay? So let's just some of this is very blurry, so I'm just going to read a little bit of it here and there, and then we're going to open up for final comments or questions, or I'll just let you can ask questions, and then we'll go from there. Let's look at this part here. All right. FBI records show that COINTELPRO resources targeted groups and individuals that the FBI deemed, sound familiar, subversive, including anti-Vietnam War organizers, activists of the Civil Rights Movement or Black Power Movement, example, Martin Luther King Jr. and the Black Panther Party, feminist organizations, anti-colonial movements such as Puerto Rican independence groups like the Young Lords, and a variety of organizations that were part of the broader New Left. So this is nothing new. This is go back. FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover issued directives on COINTELPRO, ordering FBI agents to expose, disrupt, misdirect, expose, disrupt, misdirect, discredit, neutralize, or otherwise eliminate the activities of these movements, and especially their leaders. So when people talk about Black Lives Matter and, they have this and that and the other, this is what they did, okay? Under Hoover, the agent in charge of COINTELPRO was William C. Sullivan, Tactics included anonymous phone calls, IRS audits, and the creation of documents that would divide their targets internally. Wow. They created documents to divide them. Interesting. After the 1963 March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom, Hoover singled out King as a major target for COINTELPRO. Under pressure from Hoover to focus on King, Sullivan wrote, "In the light of King's powerful demagogic speech, we must mark him now. If we have not done so before, as the most dangerous Negro of the future in this nation from the standpoint of communism, the Negro, and national security." The final report of the Select Frank Church Committee blasted the behavior of the intelligence community in its domestic operations, including COINTELPRO, in no uncertain terms. They said, it's too blurry. Let me see if I can. I'm not going to try it because I won't be able to read enough of it. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, this is what I want to look at. According to the attorney, Brian Glick, in his book, War at Home, the FBI used 4 main methods during COINTELPRO. 1, infiltration. Agents and informers did not merely spy on political activists. Their main purpose was to discredit and disrupt. Their very presence served to undermine trust and scare off potential supporters. Oh, wow, we were talking about that just not too long ago with targeted justice. Hear it again. Their very presence served to undermine trust and scare off potential supporters. Well, there's nothing new under the sun. They've used the same tactic before, and they've done it again. The FBI and police exploited their fear to smear genuine activists as agents. Okay? Number 2, psychological warfare. The FBI and police, and thank God for Tennessee, they're separating that. They're separating the police from the FBI so the police can do criminal work and not this kind of work. The FBI and police use myriad dirty tricks to undermine progressive movements. They planted false media stories and published bogus leaflets and other publications in the name of targeted groups. They forged correspondence, sent anonymous letters, and made anonymous telephone calls. They spread misinformation about meetings and events, set up super movement groups run by armed parents, employers, landlords, school officials, and others to cause trouble for activists. They used bad jacketing to create suspicion about targeted activists, sometimes with lethal consequences. All right. This is a little blurry. I might not be able to get this one, but I'll get the beginning of it. Is number 3, harassment via the legal system. So the FBI and police abuse the legal system to harass dissidents and make them appear to be criminals. Wow. Okay. Number 4, and there was more, but it's just too blurry. Number 4, illegal force. The FBI I can't see this. Completed something with local police departments to threaten dissidents to blank illegal break-ins, guys, in order to search dissident homes. Okay, I'm going to leave it right there. But I'll try to get a better copy of this because this really supports what we're saying. This is what this goes into the Frank Church Committee's report, and this is what they found was happening then. So it really supports, any cases that we would have moving forward, once our case wins, once targeted justice prevails, then our separate lawsuits, everybody said, oh, they're not doing anything for us. They're only doing for 18 people. Really? Like, this is such a great template. Read the plaintiffs so that we can see who we identify with most, who we've been targeted and then we are able to take it and pick it up and give it to another lawyer that we may move forward with our case. And this also supports that because it's already documented that this is how the FBI functioned with back with COINTELPRO, and here it is happening again. All right, so that's all I really wanted to share tonight. If you have any questions or comments or you would like to say anything, then we're going to please star 6 and get in line. I'll take a few, and then we're going to end at a decent time, I think. Oh, my God. Let me see. What time is it? Yeah. Guys, we'll be on time. We're getting back on time this year.
Hi, Gaji.
Hi, how are you?
It's Millicent happily calling from Tennessee.
Hi, Tennessean. I'm so proud of your state, Dr. Millicent.
I just kind of see some results, I believe, of all of I've had to just take chances and share real documentation with state legislators, and I've had some who have corresponded with me back and forth, and actually I was told by Tennessee Bureau of Investigation in 2013, I was given a citation for what the officer said was filing false reports. Now, the police officer was an ex-Marine who told me, he was in Marines intelligence, and he told me that he had helped the CIA do LSD experiments on the Vietnam veterans. So he said to me that he knew what was happening to me. He says, doesn't Webster have a circle of friends? Don't they get together and compare data? So I wanted to just point out in what you were reading about that bill, they said they were just collecting data. All of that data is not just our telephone calls and our emails and our mail. It's also the information that they're taking from our bodies via a memo of understanding between the DOD and the DOJ to do what they're calling urban warfare and how we are surviving the torture.
Yes, part of the experiment. Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, they're taking all kinds of information from us. And one thing I think that we should do, Dr. Millicent, when all is said and done and we get our day in court, is request our data back. We want it back. We don't want them to be able to use all this research data. Whatever they use, I guess they should have used already. But when we get our day in court, we should get our data back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that when you mentioned, picking up other people to investigate, that includes our family members.
Yes. Yes.
That's
so
how
sad.
they pull our family members into this and begin to torture them.
Yes, absolutely. And they say it's that's why sometimes it's whole families, because as they come in the room, or they go into the Thanksgiving Day, they're following you, and then everybody's there and all the family, so they start writing down names, and there you go. They have the whole family in there. And if they can, and sometimes they try to separate the family, and they try to get a cousin to work against you, or a relative to work against you.
That happens, but what was happening with me were funerals. Members of my family were being killed, and when the family gathered for the funeral, that's when they were doing their data taking.
Just awful. Yeah.
And picking in, pulling others in.
Yes. Yeah. And that's exactly. It was interesting to see it and they call it circular. So that's why the intelligence operation is circular. It just goes round and round and round, and they just keep gathering like a snowball. More and more people, because the more, the merrier for them, because they get bonus money for bringing more people in to this domestic terrorist list. So, but your state is pushing back, and your state is separating FBI from law enforcement, and I pray that what happened today was the firm step that your state needed to take, and that is great, because we're going to take that bill and all the bills that we find TI friendly and share it with our own legislation and see if we can push other states to act this way as well. God knows what New York was doing. But congratulations, Millicent. I'm sure part of it is your hard work and the things that you've been doing there to bring things to the attention of legislators.
Well, I'll certainly be watching through the night to see if any news comes out.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining the J.A.M. Oh, and listen, Dr. Millicent, you have a show coming up Saturday. The J.A.M. Voices will be there, and Minister Rochelle will be sharing the word. And you have something Friday as well?
Friday night is Good Friday. That's the most important day of in history for the Christian. Is Friday. Okay. It's Friday night, and that's when we will have 7 preachers coming to talk to us and preach to us about the 7 last words that Jesus spoke from the cross.
Beautiful. And then
8 p.m. Eastern Time on Zoom, and Saturday is 6 p.m. Eastern Time on Zoom as well. That's our regular Resurrection Day celebration.
Okay. All right. And the information is on tievents.org, everybody, as usual. All right.
Right.
Thank you for that.
And refugefromthestormchurch.org. We also have it there.
Oh, okay.
Refugefromthestormchurch.org.
Okay. Refugefromthestormchurch.org. Beautiful. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Website. All right. My pleasure. All right, guys. Any other questions or comments?
Oh, gotcha.
If not, hi, yes.
I wanted to make one other statement. I noticed during the newspaper article about this bill that was being voted on today, they mentioned the word weaponization.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wonder if maybe they've been getting some feedback from the Weaponization Committee as well.
I hope so. Oh, my goodness. I hope so. I'm one of the optimistic ones with Jim Jordan and that subcommittee select, the House Judiciary Subcommittee select, and I believe that they know a lot more than they're saying, and they're just rolling it out a little at a time, because if you give the America too much, I mean, if they knew all the stuff we were going through, it would be chaos out here. So, but it's being revealed, our story is being told, and this thing is being brought down, and it's systematically. So I'm looking forward to the end. Can't happen soon enough. But thank you, Dr. Black.
Thank you. We praise God for the outcome.
Amen. Amen. Mm-hmm. All right, guys. Anybody else? Hello? Do you have noise in your background, ma'am? Okay. So next caller, please.
That was Constance.
Aww.
Hello?
Hi, Constance. Hi.
Hi. I just wanted to say I really enjoyed everything you were talking about, the co-improv, and everything that's going on. I really appreciate that information, and I just want to say thank you for sharing it all. And God bless you.
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you for being here. And we miss you at rehearsal tomorrow, 3:30.
Oh, I don't have the number. Wait a minute.
Oh, okay.
I gotta get the number. Was it there today?
Yes, he was there. We'll call you and give you the number, okay?
Okay.
God bless you, Constance. Thank you for being here. Constance is one of the J.A.M. Voices member. I mean, just melodious, beautiful, anointed voice, and a beautiful, sweet person. Thank you so much, Constance.
Thank you. Bye.
Mm-hmm. Bye. All right, guys. Next caller,
Hi.
please. Hi, how are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, hi, yes. My question was regarding the undeceased letters. I just recently got a wind of that, and I've sent it, but it seemed like it kind of kept going. Nothing kind of simmered down. But I sent it to the Fusion Center and my local police department. Was there another place that I should send those letters to?
Yes. Your InfraGard and Citizens Court. So they're who the citizens, the Fusion Centers contract with to carry out the gang stalking and so forth. So InfraGard and Citizens Court. That's where it should go.
Okay, and then also if you notice that you have some activity from a neighbor a couple doors over, should I also provide them with one of those letters that it's the coordination of, coming out the driveway at the same time, leaving my house?
Right, I understand that whole little synchronized activity. I think there's some flyers that I would suggest, like information on. There's one TSDB flyer. I guess I'll post some flyers on TIEvents.org for you to get, so that you can have it available. But it will be information, because what they do is they tell them all these horrible things about you. Either they tell them that you're a terrorist, or they tell them that I've heard things like you did some horrendous crime and that you're being watched, or whatever, something really negative about you. So you want to give them something that says the opposite, and that there's one with the TSDB that that people are on the list that should not be there. You can give them one about targeted justice, a cease and desist. I'm not sure. I think giving them more information so they'll know about the program would be great. So they'll know that they're. And sometimes I give them. I create a little flyer that just says, very plain, gang stalking is a federal crime, and I just give them that. Just big letters, because it is, because they're colluding with other people against you. So, they're that's my suggestion.
Okay, and then lastly, is it something that you say they have a community-based person? Is it something in sync with my alarm system or my Ring camera? Is that something that I should be aware of with that?
Oh, please! They were using my Ring. I had to get rid of my Ring cameras, when I turned them off, I had to go back and put foil on them, or it was either that or take them down, because they were all in the Ring watching me. So they take over your Ring cameras. And only recently, I read this a few weeks ago, Ring said they will now require a warrant from police before giving the police footage, meaning they were giving them access, basically. They were giving them access, and now they're going to require a warrant, perhaps because they see 702 coming to an end. And but before they all in everybody's Ring camera, and they were giving it through the and something about the neighbors, the thing that the app that they created, but just in general they had access to our footage. So and even my my ADT alarm, they were all in that. So it's utterly ridiculous how invasive and how they get in terms of our privacy or our non-privacy.
So what should I do with my ADT? I don't feel like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place on that. I don't have any cameras with it. I just have the alarm system and the motion detector. That's it.
Yeah, I had the panel, and they insisted that I upgrade. They put a camera in there. So Yeah, the ring they use. So it's really difficult. I don't we're probably in the main thing is to make sure that you secure your home against break-ins, their break-ins. We're so watched by them that I don't think anybody else could do anything to us if they wanted to. If a crook came to do some real stuff, they'd probably stop and, hey, where you going? Because they're controlling our place. So I don't know. Secure yourself against their break-ins in terms of making sure you have window locks and good locks with your door, and Target Justice has a nice video on how to lock your door and tape up the lock with a padlock so that if you leave and come back, it's still like that. It still tapes like that. So yeah, to make sure you secure your home.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. All right. Next question, please. Okay.
Troy and I have a few questions about our. Hi, by the way.
Hi. What's your name?
Troy and Danielle. We kind of fall in here every once in a while. We sent our USSF cease and desist letters yesterday, and it's weird. There's like no drones around our house today. So far.
Wow.
I know, it's really weird. It's been years.
Wow, because I plan on working on that. I was getting ready to start I was going to see if we wanted to do something with FAA because of the number of drones, planes, and helicopters, because our airspace should not be used like this. After 9/11 and Chinese balloons, how dare you use the airspace like this? So go ahead, Troy and Danielle. This is beautiful. Good for you.
When we'd called the FAA actually it was last summer.
There's nobody registered in the area to fly them.
Yeah, nobody in our area is registered to fly any drones of any sort. And there is big drones up and down around our house. And the FAA actually told me, even though we had video footage and images, that there was nobody in their system to be able to track drones and know where they're coming from and going. I called BS.
Shoot them down.
Right. They told us if we shot it down, the FBI would then be after us. But if we were to give them information about where it was taking off and landing, they should be able to help us. So I'm trying to figure out where we would send a letter to them. But our situation in Michigan, it sounds like it's very much like Tennessee, because the Fusion Center here is actually run by our Michigan State Police Department. And so we sent the letter to the Fusion Center director, but it seems like the chief of, let me see, I think it's the chief of the Michigan State Police that is above her in their sort of command tree of who's above who. And so Troy has a lot
I don't
of
know if the police.
for.
I don't know if the police are above the FBI, but go ahead. Mm-hmm.
So, well, that's what seems confusing. Is we thought like the director, we sent one to her, but then should we send one to the Michigan State Police guy, the chief? Let's see here. Chief of staff, and then he's the office of the director. And then
do you have an InfraGard or a Citizen Corp?
I found the InfraGard. I found every single person on the board in the InfraGard, and so I still have a huge list of those to send out by email and hopefully by mail. Mm-hmm. But I don't know how to figure out the Citizen Corp.
Okay. I will find out because I don't know the answer to that. I will find out and I will get back to you next week. That's Citizen Corp and for God, yeah. And but yeah, the head of the police, of course, yes, I would say yes.
Okay.
Since they work close hand in hand with the fusion centers.
Okay, and then I guess Troy was wondering if a lot of his friends are Michigan State police officers, and he wasn't sure.
Not close.
Well, grew up around. He wasn't sure if he should trust them if he were to reach out for help or information, or if
what to do.
Well, I get it, Troy. I think that this is a very nefarious program, and so each person will make a decision whether to stand up against it or not. And especially when you're active duty, when you're working, a lot of people will conform. So it would be hard for them to stand up against it. And they also know that when you're asking them something, that you're being surveilled, so that they're being monitored as well. So even if they want to help and they want to befriend you, they may have a hard time doing it. So I mean, even with like the court case, it's people think it's not about the facts, the evidence, this and that. It's about courage versus corruption. So they'll be in a pickle if you approach them.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I was one of my buddies that's a cop. I was his best man, and he was my best man. And I've called him a few times. He won't even call me back.
It's probably for the best. It's for the better.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you.
Yes. Well, when it's all said and done, when it's all over, you'll be best friends again. The kids can grow up and play together.
Oh, right. I hope so.
Hey, have one question. We've had a little bit of a privacy adventure with AT&T and our mobile phones. We've been involved in both of their security breaches in the past year. Any report that I've made with them, today I just spoke with them, all of a sudden there is no fraud claim number. But obviously our phones are so severely hacked, it's like they're not even trying to cover up the fact that they're on the phone with us anymore. So we just start praying and talking scripture over the phone and praying for them so they can hear us. Like we're hoping maybe we can perform an exorcism through the phone. Yes. So
absolutely. I love it.
I guess
you guys are great.
We tried to change it around.
Oh gosh, I guess we're just wondering, like, legally, what should we be doing about them? I don't know. Is there a cease and desist letter for anything regarding them? I know AT&T is completely just. Yeah, they're nobody reliable with privacy or integrity of any sort. But I feel like we're completely tied with anything that we can do.
Yeah. Okay. So, this is very difficult to secure your phone, even with VPNs and doing this and doing that. And I went from a smartphone to a dumb phone, I guess. The dumbest phone I could find, and and still there are challenges. So the thing about it is, as long as Section 702 is active, it'll be difficult because they can still go into your telecommunications provider and say, listen, this person flash a badge, they're on the list, I need the records. I need the text calls, this and that, blah, 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 or I need I don't know what the phone has, IMEI or whatever numbers they want. Whatever they can get it from them, and they might be able to provide access. I don't know how that works, but on April 20th, I suggest getting a new phone. April 19th, when this expires, when Section 702 is dead, then we should get a new phone because we're going to have to create a letter that we send to these our providers, T-Mobile, AT&T, this one, that one, that they should no longer collude with the government and share our information because Section 70 is no longer authorized. They need a warrant to get our phone records, this, that, and the other. So something like that we're going to have to create and send out on April 20th, and then is when I would suggest getting new phones. And
awesome.
Hopefully they'll be secure. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. What about, like, we sent out the letter to the towers. There's a few of the big towers around us. We did actually, by the way, do the microwave bullet test, and it was crazy. Pretty much everywhere in our house that we took it,
you could hear it.
You could hear the thumping against the plastic. It was absolutely crazy.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
So we've been wrapping the house in Faraday cloth.
Yeah.
But I mean,
oh my God,
it is what it is. We probably look nuts to everybody, but
that's okay, and I do too.
Okay.
I'm sure I do, and I'm like, first of all, who do you look nuts to? Most of them are gang stalkers and perps, so
right.
I could care less. I could care less, especially in the neighborhood.
Right.
So I think let me see, the shielding is important. I lost my train of thought. Oh, with the cell towers, you said you sent the letters out, the certified letters, and you got responses back?
We didn't get any responses back. There's still 59 antennas around us that we weren't sure if they're privately owned, but the megahertz that they're registered at, there's no way that there's not damage coming off of them. But we just weren't sure, being that they weren't the ginormous, how that worked.
Well, you need to know that there are four. Oh God, four. I think it's 4 panels on one tier, and then that one is weaponized. That cell tower is weaponized, and you can go and get the information.
Got it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. That does help a lot, actually. I think I'm. Do
you think my work is in on this too, reading my texts and hearing my calls? Because I feel like they are for sure.
Do I think that your workers?
My work and the fellow co-workers. Yeah.
See, he works for somebody in the infrastructure. He works for an energy company.
Yeah, a utility company.
So we do think that Consumers Energy is in the InfraGard. Personally.
Oh wow. Okay.
Most of my jobs I've been going to have been close to towers. A lot of them lately.
Wow. So that they can do you.
Yeah, I feel it. I feel it.
Yeah. Right. That's what they're doing. So they love that they're setting you up to get nuked. So it's a part of the program, unfortunately, and you're working, so you're subject to that. So the thing would be to shield, see what part they're targeting, and to shield as much as possible. And I think it's wonderful that you have each other. That's like, oh my God, that's like, put you a way above, a cut above. So it's really good that you're staying together, working together, and fighting this together, and that's really beautiful. So God bless you both.
It's really hard some
days.
It is
really hard. Yeah. They really do pit us against each other. Like any V2K, he thinks I'm running the show, and
a lot. I think she's in on it, and
oh my God, really, guys?
It's rough.
It is very hard. We're starting like an ebook, kind of how we've been saved and
how we're trying to handle it.
How you can actually be a couple and have mashed potatoes.
Oh God, I love it. So I would love, when you get your book together, I would love you to come on the show and talk about it.
Thank you.
Awesome, thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, hang together, stay together. It's an evil program, and I've heard them separate people that were together for, decades, and they just, one person just jumped up and left, And the other person was like, what happened? And it was the program. And I don't know what they tell them. I mean, Chief did share some things that they say. But in the meantime, just stay together, support one another, and get through it together so that at the end of the day you can, be stronger.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. All right. Take care, guys. Thank you.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hi, yes, I can hear you.
Hey, this is Dana.
Hi, Dana. How are you?
Good, and you? I just wanted to ask the lady that was just talking if she felt comfortable, because, I'm a single parent with 2 daughters, if she felt comfortable, if she could meet with me somewhere and give me some, like, pointers or advices on the letters, helping me do my letters, the ones that she did.
Okay. Is she from your state?
Michigan, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't hear. I think she's gone. Not gone, but she's not in the queue anymore. So if when we get off, if she comes back on, she can let us know yes or no. But I would also suggest going through Tori, the state contacts person, and he's going to have meetings coming up soon, and maybe he can work with you on that. And I know your state contacts person actually is Tranquility in Michigan. I believe she's still the state contacts person for Michigan.
So
and
busy all the time. I hate always busy.
Okay. All right. So then I would reach out to Tori and then try to get to the next meeting and which is that's the state contacts meeting. But reach out to Tori and tell him what you're looking for, and he'll be able to help you.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay? All right. And that was TIStreet.org, I believe. Oh, my God. No, TIStreet@outlook.com.
Okay.
I hope I got it right. Okay? Thank you, Dana. Thank you. All right, next question. Caller, please. Hi. Hello? Wow, an imaginary male voice.
Hi, GoGi. This is Saqib.
Hello?
Hi, can you hear me?
Hi,
Hello?
yes. Hi, Saqib.
Hi.
Hi, I can hear you.
I just have a quick comment. I heard you said just now, a little while ago, that after April 20th, you made a recommendation, buy a new phone, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, and maybe I'm wrong, but I'm thinking if you just do a factory reset on the phone, it goes back to the way when you buy a brand new phone from a store, it goes to the same place, same situation again. So anything you put on, anybody put on is taken off. It goes back to as it came out of factory. And then obviously you have to put everything back on what you want. Yeah, this will save you money. And it will save you money. It only takes like a few minutes to do it.
Yeah, but will you lose your pictures and text messages and that? Will you lose your contacts, everything?
But there are free apps that you can back all of that up. You can back up your messages onto another older phone, or you can back them up to your computer. You have many options.
Okay, I love it. So you can take time to back up all your data, all the things that you want to save, and then do a factory reset. Absolutely.
Yeah, either you can back it up on the cloud, on your computer, or another phone. You have 3 ways of doing it.
Absolutely. Or on that little card, the thing. Thank you.
You can do that too.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. Thank you.
All right. Next caller, please. Yeah, guys, so thank you for joining the J.A.M. tonight. I enjoyed you all. I don't know.
Can you hear me?
Next call, please. I can hear you, yes.
Okay, this is Major P from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Hi, how are you, Major P?
If I was doing any better, I couldn't stand myself. I want to respond to the caller that just was talking about resetting phones. Resetting is not going to do any good because they have the IME number. You can change your phone number. You can do anything you want to do, but you cannot change that IME. You got to get rid of the phone.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great night. Bye-bye.
God, you too. Thank you. Very important. So, yeah, I know they get that number from, I believe they get it from our service providers. So, yeah, thank you. Very important. All right. Next caller, please.
Yeah, hi, Gaji. I was going to say the same thing as the lady who just spoke. Resetting the phone does not help at all. That once that phone reconnects, whatever software is targeting that phone, it's going to get reapplied because the software is called zero click. It just means that you don't have to interact with a link or anything for it to actually have surveillance on the phone. So resetting it does not help. The other thing, too, the private investigator that helped James Walbert, I just posted his information on Twitter. He's in Georgia, and James Walbert has been in the news recently. He received a settlement as well, just like Richard King. So I have his address and phone number. I actually called him tonight and left a message. So he's on LinkedIn as well. He's highly reviewed and recommended for targeted individuals.
Absolutely. We that was one of my homework assignments near the beginning. I studied his case. I love his case, and wow, if you get in touch with him, that would be great. I would love to have him on the show, Tori. And I know you. Go ahead.
I was going to say, whether it's John Kingston or James Walbert, if they were willing to be like a board member or an asset to Targeted Justice, that would be great to have that type of relationship.
Oh yeah, those are really stand-up people. And John Kingston, are you still working on getting a group of people?
Yes.
Or no? Mm-hmm.
Yes, I am. I made a mistake with the email, but I resent it. So I spoke to the lady that got her report from him, and she assured me he's very responsive. So it was my mistake with his email address, but I got that corrected today. So I'm expecting to hear from him before the week is out.
Okay. So if anybody's interested in doing a body scan and wants to go to Utah, is it? Then reach out to Tori. He's Utah. He's the working on having a group go there to get their body scan, and that will lower the price if a group of TIs do it on the same day. All right. And can you repeat your email again for this and the other person that I quoted it to? I want to make sure it was correct.
Yeah, it's tistreet@outlook.com.
Yes, it was correct. Okay, thank you.
Or you could just go to tistreet.com and then you'll find my email address there.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yep.
All right. All right, next caller, please. All right, guys. We did it. Thank you, Tranquility. That is the sound I like to hear with my OCD. We were able to clear the line. And so let's open up and shout out all the best great things we could do. Great weekend. Thank you, guys. I hope you enjoyed the J.A.M. tonight. So thank you for joining.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, Goji. Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye. My pleasure. Good night, everybody.
Good night, Gaji. Thank you.
For being here. Good night. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Gaji.
You're welcome.
Thank you for joining the J.A.M. My pleasure.